Good evening and welcome to DateLine. Tonight on DateLine, we shall feature reports on the activities of Governor Adeleke in the past week, especially how he pulled out an unemployed puff seller from the street. We promise you that these and other stories on the segment will make your Sunday evening worth the while. Good evening once again. My name is Oluchi Amuda. First, the hard news segment. The federal government has appealed to the National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers to shelve its planned nationwide strike expected to start tomorrow over a dispute with Dangote Group over the company's policy against unionization by its employees. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dingyadi, made the appeal in a statement signed by Head Information and Public Relations of the Ministry, Patience Onobia. The minister also pleaded with the Nigerian Labour Congress to withdraw the red alert it's issued to its affiliate unions to be on standby for the nationwide strike in solidarity with the petroleum workers who are protesting alleged anti-workers and anti-human agenda of the Dangote Group. Dingyadi said that since the ministry has intervened in the dispute, the unions should shelve their plans of shutting down the petroleum industry with a view to maintaining peace in this highly critical sector of the Nigerian economy. The minister pointed out that the importance of the petroleum sector as it constitutes the core of the country's economy, saying that a strike in the sector will have an adverse effect on the economy. Added that it will not only lead to heavy revenue losses by the country, running into billions of naira, but also cause untold hardship and difficulties for Nigerians. Death has been described as inevitable, and every human should endeavor to live and relate with others like it is their last day on earth. The parish priest of St. George's Catholic Church of Fatedo, Reverend Father Peter Akinsoya, stated this at the Requiem Mass and rite of final commendation and service for Professor Joseph Agbedaunsi Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola now reports.
The Requiem Mass and Commendation Service for Professor Joseph Agbedaunsi was held at St. Benedict's Catholic Cathedral, Osogbo. Reverend Father Akinsoya explained that death is a leveler and humans should be conscious of the fact that they will answer when the clarion calls sound and give account of their deeds on earth. As Professor Agbedaunsi will be remembered as an outstanding academia with a large heart for the love of the church and extended a helping hand to others.
All of us must be ready all the time. But we thank God for our brother and friend, Joseph Agbedaunsi, Prof. Gentleman, kind, open, committed to the faith.
Reverend Father Akinsoya enjoined the church and guests to continue to pray for the wife, children, and acquaintances of the deceased. Thanksgiving service for late Professor Agbedaunsi was led by his children, in-laws, for the celebration of life well lived.
We appreciate you. We appreciate the prayers we had in the house on Tuesday. Thank you for being there with us. Thank you for the support you granted to the family. Thank you for honoring our mom. Thank you for honoring our dad's legacy and memory as well.
Professor Agbedaunsi, aged 70, a dedicated researcher and educator, was celebrated as a leading authority in pharmacognosy and phytomedicine. He focused on drug discovery from medicinal plants. Professor Agbedaunsi was internationally recognized as he received awards both in the UK and Nigeria. Also served as editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Natural Products and Medicine. Professor Agbedaunsi was later laid to rest at his residence in Osogbo. Guests were entertained at the reception for the celebration of life Professor Agbedaunsi lived. Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola reporting for OSBC News.
You're welcome to our sports segment. Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen has been ruled out of Tuesday's crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying match against South Africa. According to report, the striker limped off midway through the first half of Saturday's 1-0 win over Rwanda in Udo after a challenge from Claude Nyamugabo. Further update from the team's camp revealed that Osimhen would not be involved in Tuesday's game after the team doctor assesses his injury. Super Eagles media officer Promise Efogi wrote in a WhatsApp message shared with newsmen that the team doctor confirmed Victor Osimhen's injury in a bruise on his chin as he woke up with discomfort and would now be traveling with the squad to South Africa for Tuesday's game. While the striker is expected to return to Galatasaray for further tests and treatment, his absence from the Super Eagles squad against Bafana cast a doubt on the team's strength up front. It will be recalled that he was replaced by Cyril Dessers, but the Belgian-bound forward did not provide much threat for the Rwandans like Osimhen. Second half substitute Tolu Arokodare made the difference with his 51st minute strike to keep Nigeria's 2026 World Cup hopes alive. Arokodare will be trusted by coach Eric to lead the line for Nigeria on Tuesday. On the foreign scene, South Sudan has said it repatriated to Mexico a man deported from the United States in July. The man, a Mexican identified as Jesus Munoz Gutierrez, was among a group of 8 who have been in government custody in the East African country since their deportation from the U.S. The South Sudanese Foreign Ministry said in a statement that its repatriation to Mexico was carried out by South Sudan's Foreign Ministry in concert with the Mexican Embassy in neighboring Ethiopia. It explained that the repatriation was carried out in full accordance with relevant international law, bilateral agreements, and established diplomatic protocols. However, rights groups have argued that the Trump administration's increasing practice of deporting migrants to third countries violated international law and the basic rights of migrants. We'll now go on a short break. DateLine will be back in a moment. Stay tuned. You're welcome back to DateLine proper. Osun State Governor Senator Adeleke has expressed his administration's commitment to encouraging the youth in the state by identifying talents and rewarding dignity in labor. Governor Adeleke stated this was presenting an employment letter to a puff seller, Ms. Oluwatosin Adejumo, in fulfillment of his earlier promise at a roadside encounter. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga has details of this and other stories on Governor this week.
It was a historic moment at the Government House Banquet Hall, Osogbo, as Governor Adeleke was officially decorated as patron of the Special Marshals of the FRSC, reaffirming his government's commitment to saving lives on Osun roads. In his keynote address, Governor Adeleke described the honor as both a recognition and a call to service, stressing that road safety goes beyond policy making. The governor noted that every road accident leaves behind grieving families and broken communities, pledged his commitment to supporting the Federal Road Safety Corps and stakeholders in the collective mission of reducing preventable deaths and injuries on the road, flanked by his Deputy Prince Kola Adewusi. Governor Adeleke saluted the courage and sacrifice of FRC personnel and special marshals, who he said daily put their lives on the line to save order and maintain order on the highways. He assured that his administration is already strengthening road networks, tightening transport regulations, and deepening collaboration with security and emergency agencies. According to him, the investiture further strengthens his resolve to advocate road safety in the state, emphasizing that being a patron comes with responsibilities, while promising to promote road safety values, support enforcement efforts, and encourage positive behavioral change among road users.
Road safety is not just a policy matter, but a human imperative. Behind every accident lies a family in grief and a community in here to support the Federal Road Safety Corps and all stakeholders to reduce preventable deaths and injuries. Our reflection is improving road network, strengthening transport regulation, and collaboration with security and emergency agencies. Yes, more work lies ahead, and I will continue to give support, knowing that safer road means safer lives and stronger communities.
Earlier in his welcome address, the Osun Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Corps Commander Adeleke, commended Governor Adeleke for accepting the role of patron, adding that the investiture reflects the governor's unwavering support for road safety and his administration's proactive steps towards improving transportation infrastructure. Commander Adeleke also described the governor's acceptance as a morale booster for the special marshals, while he expressed optimism that the collaboration with the state government will lead to stronger road safety enforcement, reduced accidents, and safer highways for residents of Osun State.
Today is not an ordinary day. It is a day of history and symbolism. It is a day that unites the noble cause of volunteerism, patriotism, and service to humanity. With the vision and leadership of the governor, whose life is dedicated to the welfare, security, and progress of his people.
Governor Adeleke was also decorated as the pioneer patron of Forensic Guards Nigeria and Forensic Ambassadors Africa by the Executive Secretary, Ambassador Abraham Gwafan. In recognition of his strides in education, technology, and youth development, the governor described the decoration as a call to deepen support for forensic education and training, which he noted are critical to crime prevention, justice delivery, and national development.
I am pleased to note that the training program proposed by Forensic Guards Nigeria align with our administration priorities. Through international collaborations, we intend to further build the capacity of our political and career office holders to enable them effectively investigate and prosecute crimes.
The event had in attendance the Deputy Governor, Prince Kola Adewusi, and other members of the State Executive Council, among others. Addressing farmers at the just completed Afan House, situated at Okepale in Osogbo, the state capital, Governor Adeleke said agriculture remains the backbone of Osun's economy and the surest path to sustainable prosperity. He explained that his administration placed agro-industrial transformation as one of its 5 development pillars, adding that past interventions by his administration had provided farmers with fertilizers, cassava stems, cash crop seedlings, and livestock support. The governor also highlighted the procurement of 31 tractors across the 9 federal constituencies, which has boosted farm productivity, adding that livestock farmers have benefited from the Osun Broilers Outgrower Production Scheme and piggery empowerment for youth, women, and persons with disabilities.
It is through agriculture that we can empower our people and unlock the full economic potential of our state. The government has a duty to support farmers by creating the right environment, providing the necessary input, and implementing policies that make agriculture a profitable venture. Despite our limited resources, Osun has become a model in agricultural support as we have consistently rolled out intervention that touch every aspect of farming. We have distributed peat, water chips, fertilizers, cassava, stem, agrochemical, cash crop seedlings, and vegetable seeds. We procured and unveiled 31 tractors with food implements, released across the 9 federal constituencies of our state to farmers, cooperative and agricultural associations. These tractors are already working on our farmland to ease the burden on farmers, and productivity is being increased.
Governor Adeleke stated further that his government has also invested in rural infrastructure through Osun Cares, noting that roads across local government areas were opened up to ease the movement of farm produce. He described the commissioning of the Farmers' House and the distribution of rice seeds to over 300 farmers as proof of his government's commitment to food sufficiency and farmers' welfare, while assuring farmers of more capacity building, training, and trade opportunities.
Beyond roads and input, we are training and building the capacity of farmers, extension services, workshop and trade opportunity are also being expanded. We are supporting farmers to access markets through participation in trade fair and national agricultural programs. Today's event is another landmark. The commissioning of the building for All Farmers Association of Nigeria, AFAN, is not like the opening of a structure, but a statement of our government commitment to farmers and to food security.
Earlier in his remarks, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Otunbatola Fashiru, who described the event as a promise fulfilled by the administration of Governor Ademola Adeleke, appreciated the governor for his consistent support to farmers in Osun State.
The farmers are most appreciative of your support, not only for this building, this farmers' house, but also for your support, immense support to agriculture and agricultural development of Osun State.
Highlights of the event were the symbolic presentation of rice seedlings to farmers and the commissioning of the Afan House, among others. The decoration ceremony held at the government house in Osogbo, the state capital, brought together top government functionaries, including the Secretary to the Osun State Government, Alhaji Teslim Igbalayi, Special Assistant to the Governor on Security Matters, Mr. Samuel Ojo, and the State Head of Service, Mr. Anyoleye Aino, alongside top security chiefs, including the State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Gotan, NSADC Commandant Igbalawole Sotiyo, and FRC Sector Commander, Mr. Leye Adegboyega, among others. Governor Adeleke commended the Inspector General of Police and the Osun Command for professionalism and discipline in the discharge of their duties. He stressed that law enforcement officers must continue to uphold neutrality, partisanship, adding that Osun State is the presidency's home state and should not be turned into political battleground. The governor also expressed delight over the promotion of his ADC, describing DSP Abdurrahman as a disciplined and loyal officer who represents the best values of the Nigerian police force, noting that the promotion was well deserved and the recognition of hard work and integrity. The Osun State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Gotan, congratulated the ADC and encouraged him to see the elevation as he called to greater responsibility, reassuring the people of Osun State that the command will continue to uphold fairness, human rights, and the rule of law while working closely with other security agencies to maintain peace and tranquility in the state.
So this is a sign of more responsibility. So I expect you to put in the double effort in order to ensure that our harbor is well protected.
Speaking after his decoration, DSP Ahmed Bio Abdurrahman dedicated the promotion to God, his family, his principal, the governor, and his colleagues in the force, pledging to continue to serve with loyalty, discipline, and commitment to the Nigerian police force. The ceremony ended with accolades from security chiefs who described DSP Abdurrahman as a role model for younger officers. Oluwatosin's inspiring journey began on the street of Osogbo, where she asked Popov to support herself and her family, despite holding a national certificate in education, NCE. Her resilience and determination to stay productive caught the governor's attention when he stopped to patronize her during a public engagement at the state government secretariat. What started as a simple purchase soon turned into a transformational story as Governor Adeleke first empowered her with cash and later pledged her employment in a follow-up that has now captured wide public admiration. Governor Ademola Adeleke not only handed her our official appointment letter, but also announced a scholarship award to Adeleke University, giving Oluwatosin the opportunity to pursue further education alongside her new role. Speaking during the presentation, Governor Ademola Adeleke praised Oluwatosin's hard work and resilience, describing her as a symbol of the new Osun spirit that thrives on dignity in labor. The governor added that the young lady has demonstrated that no work is too small when one is determined, saying by embracing her pop-up business, she earned not just a living but also respect and now an opportunity for growth. He stated further that his administration will continue to encourage hardworking youth across Osun State, stressing that his government remains committed to policies that prioritizes human capacity development. Governor Adeleke reaffirmed his government's continuous commitment in identifying talent and rewarding dignity in labor, noting that the state under his watch will continue to promote empowerment, education, and youth employment. He urged young people in Osun to emulate Oluwatosin's dedication, reiterating that youth must understand that skills, innovation, and hard work are the true keys to a better future, adding that his government is ready to support such efforts with opportunities and platforms for advancement.
I saw her the day all the workers, welcome me back home, and you can see the crowd. Everybody was there rejoicing, and I saw a young, beautiful lady selling pop-off. She was so excited, to see me doing my sign and everything. I spotted her, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said he's selling the pop-off and everything. That's when I asked her, "How much is the pop-off?" That's why we have to give her that money. And something told me to call her in, to offer her a job. And a lot of people just use that, the politics, that it will end there. And I want to tell you that it's not politics. It's genuinely, that is what we're normally known for. That is what we do to helping everybody. That is why Osun State is moving from strength to strength, today.
In her remarks, Oluwatosin Adejumo, who could not hide her joy, expressed gratitude to the governor, her father, Mr. Kayode Adejumo, and Mrs. Ajakaye, who has supported her through the pop-up trade, describing the gesture as a divine favor and a call to greater responsibility. She also used the occasion to encourage Nigerian youth to embrace skill acquisition and diligence, stressing that no effort is ever wasted.
Happy. I feel so delighted. I feel so excited. I'm astonished. It's unbelievable. I feel honored. And I give glory to Almighty God for this opportunity.
With a new appointment and scholarship, Oluwatosin Adejumo's story has become a beacon of hope, showing how resilience and dignity in labor can attract recognition and open doors of opportunities. It has been Oluwa Tobiloba Odunuga reporting.
Wow, we say congratulations to Ms. Oluwatosin Adejumo, the pop-off seller now turned the governor's aide. Moving ahead, divergent views have continued to throw the claims of marginalization by some politicians from the northern part of Nigeria following the accusation of nepotism leveled against President Bola Tinubu, while some think that the president has been fair in the distribution of political appointments. Others feel that Nigeria has always been plagued with issues of nepotism, favoritism, ethnicity, and religious sentiment when it comes to political appointment. Let's hear their views right after the audio.
Nigeria political system and let me say current democratic process, either in the present or in the past, have always been placed on three tripods, on a tripod of 3 legs, and that is nepotism, favoritism, and ethnicity. The fourth one, of course, is religion, which has just been introduced now. So when you look at the tripod upon which Nigeria democratic process is standing, there is no way you can, things like that will not come up. That there's a particular section of the country that is being much favored because it comes from that, it's not from that region. So if another person from another region also take up the leadership, the same thing will come up. And that is why we are calling for a sovereign national conference, and there is need for us to sit down as a nation, as a country, to discuss our future. There way you can govern this country without ethnic sentiment, without religious sentiment, without favoritism, nepotism here and there. And that is why we are saying that there is no need for federal character commission. If Nigeria is truly a united country. But unfortunately, Nigeria is a conglomeration of different ethnic groups, you know, and particularly the major ethnic groups, the Hausas, the Igbo, Fulanis, and the Yorubas. But we also have the other one, the sub-ethnic groups, which is numbering up to 250. You know, we need to sit down as a nation to chart the way forward. You know, if we are wearing the same clothes all over and over again, the clothes one day will tear, will turn to rag. But if you decide to look at yourself and then you now decide to get a new, you go to market and buy a new clothes and discuss with the seller so that you now see the way forward. You are going to wear a new clothes. You cannot continue to be having, you know, new wine in an old skin. It won't work, you know.
It is surprising if politicians from the north are complaining that the Bola Tinubu administration is favoring the south more than the north. Well, as human, sometimes, even if you have twins as your children, the way you respond to them may not be exactly the same. So I would not say exactly that. Yes, things are maybe a bit favorable to the south than the north, a bit. But you can't compare that to the Buhari administration, where everything, almost everything, was for the north, including, you know, spending our hard-earned money to construct a road to places outside Nigeria. So when I want my kinsman to be governor or the president, certainly I want some things to be more favorable to me. But I don't think the Tinubu administration has been so conspicuously partisan to the south. I think they spend more money in the north. Even all the aspirants, all the presidential aspirants, they tend to focus on the north than in the south. So what they are complaining about from the north, I think, is a bit far-fetched. Tinubu has been very fake.
The natural thing for the federal establishment is that people expect a kind of balance in appointments, in construction of roads and facilities, creating universities and states and so on. They want a balance, but when there tends to be an imbalance in administration, people will seem to complain. But Nigerians, from my point of view, they tend to be so tribalistic in the way they operate. They want to take care of their home first, and then make sure that they will be well received when they finish, you know, the tenure of office. And
that ends DateLine on OSBC TV. It was edited by Olubumi Ajiboye Agbola. My name is Oluchi Amuda. Wishing you a wonderful night rest. Bye-bye.